Imagine moving into a house where the shadows seem to watch your every move. A place so still at night, it feels like you're being suffocated by the silence. For Clara and her family, this wasn't just their imagination. It became their living nightmare. This is the true story of the Hollow Creek house, where one family's dream home turned into a waking horror. Clara and her husband Mark were ecstatic when they stumbled upon the old Victorian-style house nestled at the edge of Hollow Creek. The price was a steal, and the charm of its antique fixtures and sprawling yard was undeniable. The realtor's warning about its history barely registered. After all, Clara thought, every old house had a story, right? At first, everything seemed perfect. Their kids, Emma and Jake, loved the adventure of exploring the attic and the hidden nooks around the house. But things began to shift just a week after they moved in. It started small. Doors left ajar would be found shut tight, and the faint smell of lavender would waft through the air despite no flowers in sight. Clara dismissed these oddities until one night, around 3 a.m., when she woke to a faint whisper. It was distant and unintelligible, but persistent, like a soft chant carried on the wind. She shook Mark awake, but he dismissed it as an overactive imagination and went back to sleep. Clara lay awake for hours, staring into the darkness. A week later, Emma came running to Clara, clutching a sketch she had made. It showed a woman with sunken eyes and a shadowy outline. "She's in my room, Mummy," Emma whispered. Clara tried to reassure her, but her daughter's insistence left her unsettled. It wasn't long before Mark experienced something he couldn't explain. While working late in his study, he felt a sudden chill and saw his breath cloud in the air. Moments later, a stack of papers on his desk flew to the floor as if pushed by an invisible force. He told Clara he'd felt a presence, watching, waiting. Desperate for answers, the couple began digging into the house's past. What they uncovered was chilling. In the early 1900s, a woman named Margaret lived there with her husband. Locals whispered that Margaret practiced dark rituals and was shunned by the community. After her husband disappeared under mysterious circumstances, Margaret was found dead in the house, her body surrounded by cryptic symbols drawn in ash. Clara and Mark's fear turned to resolve. They decided to cleanse the house, seeking help from a local spiritual advisor. The cleansing was set for a Saturday evening. That night, the atmosphere in the house was suffocating. As the advisor began their ritual, the temperature plummeted. Candles flickered and snuffed out, leaving the room in near darkness. Clara swore she heard the same whispers from that first night, but this time they were louder, angrier. Suddenly, Emma screamed from upstairs. Clara and Mark raced to her room, only to find her trembling and pointing at the corner. She claimed she saw the lady, her face twisted in rage, staring at her. The advisor quickly finished the ritual, and a deafening silence followed. In the days after, the house felt lighter. The eerie occurrences stopped, and the family finally began to feel at ease. But even now, Clara says she'll occasionally catch the faintest smell of lavender, reminding her of the presence that once tormented their home. Hollow Creek House still stands to this day, an unassuming piece of history that holds secrets most would rather forget. Was it Margaret's spirit, seeking revenge or release? Or was it simply the echoes of a past too dark to fade? What do you think? Could you live in a house with such a chilling past? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more spine-tingling stories. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.